Hello guys, welcome. My name is Dave Adams. Today I'm going to take you through the installation of Tailwind. So first off, we want to visit the Tailwind site. So you enter Tailwind CSS. So it's the first link that shows up, tailwindcss.com. So you click. Now you get to the home page. You go to the docs section or the docs page. Now when you hit the docs page, it takes you straight to the installation page, and that's where you get the instructions to install Tailwind. So we want to scroll down a bit. We are using the Tailwind CLI process. It's going to download some files. So first off, you need Node.js to be able to install Tailwind with this process. So you want to hit Node.js. So now that it's popped up, you want to go to the download section in Node.js. So we want to take for Windows users, we want to take the first link, which is the Windows installer.msi. So you choose which one will be suitable for your laptop. If your laptop is a 32-bit laptop or PC, you go with the 32-bit version. If it's a 64-bit, you go with that version. If you're using a Mac OS, you just click and it will install. So we want to go with the 64-bit version. Now that we've downloaded the Node software, we want to open the installer. So yes, now the installer is open. We want to hit next. We want to accept the license agreement. We want to hit next. I already have mine installed, so we want to go through this whole process till it's installed, and then now we can go back to the Tailwind website. So we want to create a project folder on our desktop. So we want to call it Tailwind. Now we have VS Code, Visual Studio Code, opened on the left side. So we can drag the folder over this, and that will open the folder for us. So now we're in the Tailwind folder. So I just want to bring my browser right back up. So the first thing to do is to copy this command, npm install blah blah blah. So when you enter Visual Studio Code, just look at the top and hit terminal, new terminal. Now your terminal is open to you, and you can paste by right clicking. After you've pasted, you hit enter, and it will download the files for Tailwind. It's going to take a while, so I'm going to skip this part. Now those files have been downloaded, our node models and their packages. So we want to go to the next step, which is copy this line. So after copying, you're just going to paste it within the terminal and hit enter. Now that's going to create a Tailwind config file. And that brings us to the next step, which is to configure our template part. So we want to copy. You can either use this button or highlight everything and hit copy. And now we want to replace the code here with what we copied. And now we can save that. So the next step, which is step 3, is to create a source folder and place an input.css file within that folder. So we want to click within the file explorer. This button is for creating a new file, and this is for creating a folder. So we want to create a folder and label it source, src. Now within that folder, I want to create an input.css file. Within the input.css file, we want to copy these 3 lines of code and paste them. So after doing that, we also want to create our HTML file within the source folder. So we are going to say index.html. Now we're going to create our basic HTML template. Within Visual Studio Code, there's an extension that helps with shortcuts. So the shortcut for the basic HTML template is an exclamation. And we're going to hit enter. We want to link our HTML file to our CSS file. So we're actually going to create a new folder. So that folder will be called dist. And within that folder, we're going to have our output.css. So now we have to create that folder. So again, we click outside, but within the file explorer in an empty space. So you're going to create our dist folder. And within that folder, we're going to have our output.css. Right. So after doing this, we can go to our next step, which is to copy this. So you're going to copy. And this also goes into the terminal. So you just paste and hit enter. Now it's going to build everything for us. And yeah. So now you can see that the output file has been populated. What happens is Tailwind goes to our HTML file, detects our classes, builds everything and places them in the output.css file where our HTML file references from. So to check if everything is working, we want to create an h1 tag and say Tailwind installation. Right. So let's just go live with that. You can see that that text is here. Now I want to give it a class of font bold. And now you can see that the font has become bold. Sometimes you'd have to save a couple of times for your changes to reflect. We want to make this a bit larger. So you can say text Excel. And the change has been effected. We also want to change the color to text red. And we want to choose 700. And now we can see that that change has also been effected. So basically, that's how Tailwind is installed. Thank you guys. If you like this video, like, subscribe, and share.